Founded by King Taeju of Joseon, the first monarch of the Joseon Dynasty of Korea, the Joseon Dynasty lasted for over 500 years, from the year 1392 to the year 1897, when it was replaced by the Korean Empire. The Joseon era is considered one of the most important times of ruling in Korean history, as it has left a substantial legacy to modern Korea. Much of modern Korean culture, etiquette, norms, and societal attitudes towards current issues, along with the modern Korean language and its dialects, derive from the culture and traditions of Joseon. In the year 1443, King Sejong the Great created the Hangul, the Korean alphabet, and it was issued as the official writing system for Koreans in 1446. For centuries, Koreans had used the Chinese language system, which made the creation of a language specific to Koreans important for an easy means of enhancing communication between the masses and government officials alike. Cultural trademarks from the Joseon era. There are many landmarks from the Joseon Dynasty era which remain as important today as it was centuries ago. One of these landmarks are the 5 palaces of Joseon, which are important landmarks and are the first places I plan to visit whenever I get the chance to visit Korea. Ever since I started to know about Korea and its culture, one thing that captivated me was its ancient history with its architecture, art, and literature. And despite not being an expert by any means, I'm always thirsty for more information about ancient Korea. Gyeongbokgung Palace, the palace greatly blessed by heaven. Constructed during the Joseon Dynasty, Gyeongbokgung Palace is one of the most well-known royal palaces in Korea and one of the 5 surviving Joseon palaces. It is a popular tourist attraction for visitors from all over the world. The palace is made up of gardens, pavilions, the king's quarters, and the throne hall, in contrast to Beijing's Forbidden City. The palace exudes an incredible sense of majesty and grandeur due to its size and expansive design. Changdeokgung Palace, the Palace of Prospering Virtue. The Changdeokgung Palace, the best preserved of Joseon 5 palaces, served as the major dwelling quarters for many of the monarchs during the Joseon era. Located at the foot of Mount Bigaksan Ongbok's peak, it is created with topography planned in accordance with Confucian values. The palace contains a biwon, or secret garden, which served as both a resting spot for the royal family and a location for government tests. With its abundant trees and flowers, it is an ideal place to relax and unwind. Another reason the palace stands out is its architecture, which includes tiled roofs, colorfully carved carvings, and a multi-bracket system, making it one of the most magnificent palaces of the Joseon Dynasty. Changgyeongguk Palace, the 3rd Joseon Palace at Changgyeongguk Palace, built by King Sejong for his father King Taejo. It is considered the smallest of the 5 palaces, formerly named Sugangung Palace. It was connected to the Changdeokgung Palace. The Changgyeongguk Palace consisted of a zoo, a botanical garden, and a museum, often a residential palace for queens and concubines during the Japanese occupation. Throughout the years, the Changgyeongguk Palace underwent many destructions because of the war, and later was restored to its former glory. The main hall of the palace is called Myeongjeongjun. It's the palace where state affairs were being held during the Joseon ruling. The main hall interior design consists of floral motifs and a golden pair of phoenixes flying between 5 clouds, carrying a wish-fulfilling gem. Deoksugung Palace, the Palace of Virtuous Longevity. An initial residence for Prince Ulsan, the elder brother of King Seongjong. It wasn't classified as a royal palace. Having said that, after the burning down of the royal family's home during the Imjin War and the consequent residing of the royal family in it, and using it to handle state affairs, the palace had become another royal palace among the Joseon palaces. In today's modern time, Deoksugung Palace is considered a royal palace of Seoul, with its graceful stone walls and incorporation of European architecture of it, such as the Greek-like temple and central fountain. Gyeonghye-gung Palace, the Palace of Serene Harmony. The Gyeonghye-gung Palace is also known as the King's Emergency Palace, is the smallest of all the Joseon palaces. Heaven originally owned 100 buildings, many of which were destroyed during the Japanese occupation. Despite being the least well-known of the palaces, it is nevertheless a marvel to see because it offers a more realistic, less crowded view of Korean architecture. The Seoul Museum of History, located on the royal grounds, offers visitors an insight into Korean history spanning from prehistoric ages to contemporary advancements. It also features the Seoul Museum of Art's Gyeonghye-gung's Annex building, which is housed in the Memorial Hall, which dates back 600 years and hosts a vast array of art exhibitions.